Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel of crafting, crochet and knitting. My name is Nikki and welcome to my little yarniverse. So hello, welcome back if you're a returning viewer as always. If you're enjoying the content on this channel, then check out my playlists from 2020, 2021 and 2022. I am doing a little bit better actually. I think the last time that I recorded, things have been a bit rough and I didn't think that they were going to be looking up anytime soon, and thankfully I was wrong and things are pretty good right now. So just ticking over really, just getting back to everything amidst sort of having slowed down during the rough patch, just sort of picking that pace back up again and getting on with stuff. So I have been crafting. And it would be wrong of me not to share. So yeah, I am, and note the tone, I am done with this jumper. Not done with this jumper, I am done with this jumper. So which jumper is that? Well, the jumper that I have been chatting about for the last, however, colour flicks there, let me not hold that up for too long. This jumper, this petrol blue jumper, that was meant to be a simple project and which was meant to be sort of my training for being able to do a top down yoked jumper, and learning how to do that because I have the yarn available for 3 more of them sat in my cupboards, and it's proving absolutely horrible. Quite frankly, I haven't shown this recently, and I haven't even worked on it in the last week or so, because I started a sleeve and I decreased far too quickly, so the sleeve was really poofy, and even though I thought would poofy sleeves work, actually looking at it, it didn't. And then I ripped that back and started again and decreased more slowly, but you can see where the decreases have finished, because once again even that was not a slow enough decrease and is very obvious, and is poofy. And if you can imagine that, like, that is clearly poofy on camera, yeah, imagine how poofy it was before. So I'm going to have to rip this back again, and I'm not enjoying it because it's meant to be a simple jumper, and because of having to grade the jumper pattern for my body, having to make a wider neckline for it, and then also having to make wider armholes as well, but still not be just like this sack of a pattern. The yoke is now baggier than it would be ideal. I can live with that if, of course, I can get the sleeves to work, and because I can't get the sleeves to work and I'm having to face the frogging it back again, and I'm getting really disheartened by the whole experience, it's gonna go sit in the corner for a bit. And I felt really bad about that for a while actually, because I put it down and then I spent a couple of days where I didn't even craft, and then I wanted to get back to crafting, and I thought, okay, well, I really should finish that jumper, frog back that sleeve and try it again, and I didn't want to. I really didn't want to. And I've said about how, you know, don't pick up too many patterns at a time, but I'm not enjoying it, and so my entire crafting experience slowed down because I wasn't enjoying it. So I am gonna put this one on hold, because it's not like I need to rush to wear it over winter or anything. It's, you know, it's warmer months now, and I also have been itching to do a lot more stuff, and I'm sure that it's just really boring sitting there and listening to me talk about that jumper all the time. So I've started something new. So yeah, let me sneak these over onto my lap here. So I'm going to show you these, and I'm going to see if you can guess what's kind of going to happen as I go along, and then I'll sort of reveal what it is. So here we go. We have a corner to corner pattern here. It's very difficult to see because this is a navy blue, but it's a corner to corner crochet pattern, and it is based off a designer's pattern. I'll let you know when you've seen these. So yeah, this cream circle on a navy background. Any ideas? What about if I show you the next one, which is this bigger circle in a minty green colour? Also on a navy background. Any ideas? Any ideas? Okay. I think that this next one will give the game away. You ready? Does that give the game away? I realise that in holding this up to the camera, it looks ever so slightly like a hot dog in a really big bun. It's not a hot dog. It is Saturn with its rings, or as sort of as close a semblance as you can get on a C2C to it as possible. So yeah, this nice lemony colour. This is different from this cream, and then a gold band. So yeah, Saturn, Uranus, and this one is Venus. So this is the C2C Solar System blanket. I have forgotten who designed it. I'm very, very sorry. I will put you in the description. I will link everything in the description, and I will try and remember to put you up here as well. I'm very, very sorry. But what I have done is I've got that pattern and I'm tweaking it because being an astronomer, I do want to try and get a little bit more detail in there, a little bit more realism. The pattern had a lot of, so the smaller planets were like this but in different colours, the bigger planets were like this in different colours, and I want to get as much detail as I can into this, you know, within the constraints of it being very pixel art based, with it being corner to corner, so C2C. So I have got some tweaks, and that's why I have made Venus and Uranus first, because they are plain and I can just practice the technique. And the colour changing. So they're plain because they're sort of gaseous, so Uranus is a gas giant, it's got a very gaseous atmosphere, and it therefore has quite a smooth texture generally, so there's not a lot of detail that I can put into Uranus using a pixel art format. Similarly with Venus, but for slightly different reasons. So Venus is not a gas giant, but it does have a very thick atmosphere, a very volcano, sulfuric, deadly atmosphere. So, you know, don't book a vacation to Venus anytime soon. But because of that, it's the top of the clouds of Venus that you're seeing, and it has this really nice cream colour. Saturn, we can go for a little bit more detail because we've got the ring system that we want to sort of, again, in the limits of our C2C, get into the pattern. But this was slightly more challenging because of the extra colour change I would have to do. I tweaked it as well to make the ring thicker than the original pattern and more symmetric, but otherwise still quite simple. And next I'm going to attempt Mars. Now it would be very easy to just do a red circle for Mars, but I would like to try and get some detailing, because if you actually Google pictures of Mars, you'll see that there is a gradient of red to the planet, and there's also some ice caps that I would like to get. So yes, hopefully that's going to go well. I'm about to go and start that upstairs now. So that's what I've been working on, and you'll just have to stay tuned and see how I tweak the other patterns. I'm thinking of making it bigger as well, and I want to incorporate some stuff that I've done recently in the beadwork video that I did, and this is the thing for me. This jumper I was so unenthusiastic for, and I wasn't crafting at the rate that I could craft, and I wasn't doing stuff that I was, you know, really excited for. And I did the beadwork video and I just felt so inspired. I felt that love of astronomy meeting my love of craft and thinking, okay, what can I do with this? Where can I go with this? So I've got several ideas for beadwork projects that I want to do, and I want to actually write patterns for, and potentially put them on Ravelry or something. But similar concepts from that beadwork video are in my brain, and I can, you know, thinking about how to do a pixelated pixel art kind of version of those ideas. So hopefully I will have the opportunity to make the blanket bigger, make more of these squares, but do something different on them, so that it makes the blanket bigger and expands that pattern some. So I will keep you informed with that. I'm really happy to be doing it. And the last thing that I have to show you is actually not something that I've made, and I'm really interested to show you these because I'm always saying on this channel that I love to hear what other people are making, see what other people are making, and that it provides this community for people to share ideas and to get inspiration from. I wouldn't have stumbled across the inspiration that I've had for this astronomy if it weren't for simply doing the beadwork in the Crochet Society box. So I want to make sure that, you know, when I'm sharing this stuff with you, that you can potentially feel like, oh, okay, I like that, but I don't like these colours, so I can change it, and be thinking about how you can do that. And so in light of that ethos, I am very happy to share some work that my mother-in-law's craft group have been working on. And this is for a friend of mine who's had a child recently. I made some stuff for them, but I'm really happy to be passing on this gift from my mother-in-law's craft group. So yeah, let's take a little look. Now, caveat to this one, I wouldn't have chosen this colour. But again, that's why we can just take inspiration. We can just, you know, take what we like, leave what we don't. But we've got some simple little baby hats here. So these are crocheted in the round by the looks of it. And then these are US double crochets or UK triples by the looks of it. So some nice little hats. We have got another hat here, which is more to my taste in terms of colour, but also is a very interesting pattern. And so in terms of taking inspiration, I'd love to try and work this pattern up. I think I can see a fair amount of how it's been done. So this is knitted instead of crochet. You can see by those stitches there, and then also these cables. They look like cables that are being worked as well. Interested to know how they get these little bars. So that's a lovely little hat too. We have got something very interesting here. Now, I've done something similar before when I made the Christmas puddings, and I actually used some knitting and some crochet. These are, the balls themselves are knitted. You can see that through this stitch pattern here and here. So these are just some little dangly toys. They're squishy, so you know there's the texture there because you've got the smoother stitches and then the bumpy stitches. Got a cute little face. They're bright colours, very lovely for a developing baby infant. So yes, those are very sweet as well. So I did the Christmas pudding cover. I did a little bit of knitting, a little bit of crochet for it. I crocheted the holly, but I knit the pudding, and I used these stitches to make a like textured sauce on the top. And then the last one we have here is very big, so I won't be able to hold the whole thing up to camera, but here we go. So this here is a hexagon shaped blanket with a sparkly blue. You see the sparkles in there? Maybe slightly. I think that this is crocheted. I don't know how to knit it if it's knitted. It looks very crochet though. But it's very interesting. I've not seen a stitch like this. So I think I feel very, very intrigued by this one and how this one's been formed. It almost looks like it's been worked up sideways, but I don't think it has. Looking at it more closely, I think it's sort of been made sort of in circles that are pulled outwards into the hexagon shape. Really interesting, really interesting. That's what I mean about looking at other people's work and feeling inspired by it. And then we have these beautiful flower embellishments as well. They've been put on there. Very pretty. So, yeah. So I hope that you don't mind my sharing that little collection of gifts there. So like I say, this is not my work. This is the work of the craft group that my mother-in-law attends. For privacy reasons, I hope you don't mind my not sharing that. But if any of them are watching, thank you for that. I'm sure my friend is going to love it. Really appreciate it, and I hope you don't mind that I showed it on my channel. I'm always saying that I would love to, like, you know, allow people to collect inspiration, to be a community where people can collect inspiration. So do let me know in the comments what you're working on. If you're working on the pattern, you can let us know the title and the designer, then we can go check it out. And let us know if you're like doing any tweaks to it. Unfortunately, YouTube, you can't share photos of what you're working on. But if you do have your own channel and you do videos of your work, then let us know. You know, just say I have a channel, check me out, and we can go and see what your videos are like. So yeah, there's definitely ways around the picture sharing thing, so that we know what you're doing, know what you're up to, and you know, we can take inspiration from that. So yeah, do share in the comments. I'm going to wrap it up there because I am losing the light. I do have my supporting auxiliary light on in the corner there, but I'm losing some of the natural light, so I'm going to wrap things up. I hope you enjoyed this slightly different video, and really looking forward to showing you how this blanket works up in future ones. So for now, see you in the next video. Bye!